Hi, welcome back. So far in our previous videos, we have covered the concepts of Flexbox and very important properties of Flexbox in a very detailed way. And based upon that knowledge, we are going to solve a layout challenge. And in this challenge, we are trying to rebuild the header using Flexbox. Previously, in our one of our challenges, we have created a header, but that does not have that is having some design problems. It is not looking very professional, but we have solved this challenge of header, and we are going to revisit the same challenge and we are going to solve it in a very professional way by using Flexbox. Let's go on to our Visual Studio Code and try to solve this challenge. Here is our previous header. So this is how we have created our previous header. What are the problems with this header? The problems with this header is, see here, on the top of this header and the web page and the browser, there is some space, and also there is some space on the left and right hand side of the header, and it is not the regular looking headers that are available on most of the web pages. So how these headers will be regularly designed? So very frequently seen headers will look like. So let's see some web pages so that we can get an idea how a header must look like. And this is one of the web pages. It belongs to Mahindra Rise, and this is how usually the headers will look like. So the logo and the name of the company will be on the left hand part of the web page, and the main navigation bar will be on the right hand part of the header. So this is how usually most of the web pages headers will look like. And we'll take another example. This is from Tata Motors. So this is also having the same effect. So this is also looking the same, but there are some extra logos are being added. So here also there is so this mail and search box are added. So it is not mandatory that this is how the header must look like, but generally this is how most of the headers will look like. So we will create the same kind of header in our own way. So the challenge that we are going to take is this is what we are going to create. So I have taken a logo and a company name, and on the right hand part of this header we are going to have some navigation links. So these are the navigation links that we are having. Okay, so and on the left hand part we are having a logo and the name of the company. Okay, so let's try to create this header. So this is the page that I have taken. So one more very important point that I would like to discuss before going into the concepts. So I have downloaded a font from Google Fonts. So how to download fonts, that we will try to understand whenever we are going to start a project. At the end of this course we are going to start a project. There we will see the complete details of how to download a font and how to embed that into our web page. So let's at this point of time I'm just informing you that so I have downloaded a font called Prompt, and we are going to use this Prompt font for our header format. Okay, so now we have this body and a layout challenge 5.css web page. Now we are using these two pages. We are going to create our header. So what is that? First we will start with our HTML structure. How to structure our header? So let's structure this. So by seeing this we will try to create this. So what is that you are going to guess from this? So there are two child components in a container. So if you consider this entire header as one component, which is what we call it as a container of header, and within that container there are two child parents, two child components. So what are those two child components? One is which is consisting of logo and company name. The other is navigation bar component. Okay, so they are separated apart. How can we do that? So that can be done by using Flex. Okay, so we will discuss that. First what we will do is we will start creating the structure of the complete header. So let's start with a div and a class. So first we are going to create the HTML structure, and this class is going to be called as container. And this is the container for our entire header. Now within this header there are two child nodes, so means two divisions. So I am taking these two divisions for understanding. These are the direct child nodes for this div. Now what is this first div? This first div, we are going to give a class name of logo and what is that? Company name. Company name, this is the class name. So this div is going to consist, it is going to have an image and the name of the company. And the next div, so what is this div? So the class name, what is the class name that we will give? We will give it as nav bar main menu. Okay, we will give it as main menu. Okay, so now this is the this is the general structure of our header. And now within this div, the left part div, what are the elements that we are having? We are having an image and the source of it. Okay, let's see the src. So I am having that image in my image folder and the name of the image is logo.png. So this is the image that we are using, and what I will do is I will make a width of it. So width of it is going to be let's make it 15%. So in this entire context it is going to occupy 15% of space. And what is the other one, the other component? So the other element within this logo and company name, the other element is a paragraph and it is Wisdomers. So the name of the company. Okay, so this is the first left hand part of the entire header. And what about the right hand part? So let's see the output first so that we will get the clarity. Okay, so this is the layout that we have created, which is having this image, a logo and the name of that company. And on the right hand side, so the right hand part we are going to design. Okay, so the right hand part is going to have a nav link, and within this nav we are going to have an unordered list, and we will name this unordered list, we will make it as nav list. Okay, class nav list is the name of this list. And we are going to have list items, and each list item is going to have an anchor tag. Why anchor tag? Because whenever we click on those the tabs, click on those navigation items, we should be redirected to a specific page. So for that reason we are using this anchor tag. Okay, so and as we are not having those pages, we will make it as hash. And the first one is going to be home. And what we will give is, we will give the class name of navlink. Class is equal to navlink. Okay, navigation bar links. Now what we will do is, we will just copy paste all this content and we'll create, how many tabs are there? Let's see that. So in our, okay, in our final outcome, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs are there, 5 nav links are there. So I'm going to create second one, third, fourth and fifth. And what about this? We are going to make it as about, and this one is going to be contact, and okay, so this one is going to be products, I think. Okay, so we will just copy this and we will place it here. Now what we will do is, I will just make it as products. Products, and the last one is logout. Okay, so this is, the header has been created, means the navigation menu has been created. Let's see the output. So this is what we are going to create. See, a navigation menu has been created, and the logo and the content, the company name has been created. But are they designed according to our requirement? No, they are not there according to our requirement. So what we have to do? So we have to go for our CSS part. Now the structuring of that entire web page, entire header has been done. The HTML part is done. Now what we have to do is we have to give, so for reference what I have done is I have taken these color codes for background color. The entire web page is going to have this background color and the header is going to have this background color. So what we will do is first we will start designing our container. So before that we will take a body selector, element selector, body, and we will give the background color, and the background color code is, this is the background color code. So just give that background color code. And I also want to create a font family. I want to use a font family in the entire body. So all the font that I am going to use is going to be of this kind. And the links related to this font has already been downloaded and it is there on our HTML page. It is prompt, and if that is not available, so let's make it as sheriff. Okay, so this is the font value that I want to see. So let's see the output whether we are going to. So this is how the font looks like. The prompt font will look like. Okay, so if you delete this, if you comment this, okay, and have we add that link? No. So first we will try to add that, we will link that. And how to link an external CSS page? It is rel is equal to style sheet. And next one is, what is that? It is href. Href is equal to, it is there on styles and it is layout challenge 5.css. And this is a self-closing link. Okay, so let's see the output whether we are going to get that font or not. Yeah, this is the font that we are expecting. So this is the let's see the output. So this font and this font, both of them are same. Now let's design the container part. So what does that container consist of? So this container okay, so now we want to display it as flex. Okay, so the container, the entire, the parent node, so the parent container is going to be a flex, means all of them, the direction is row. So we haven't mentioned the direction. By default it is going to be, for understanding in this part we will try to make it as row. It is not required because by default the flex direction is going to be row. Let's see the output so that we can see the changes. See, so the entire content, so this is on to the left, so this is also there in the flex part and this is also the flex part. Now the next one is justify content. Now what kind of justification that I need to give to this content? So these concepts we have discussed, and it is space between. Space between means all the divisions will be separated equally with equal spaces. So we have discussed this concept, right? So let's see the output. So it's here. The left hand, one of the div, the parent child, the child has been gone to the left hand side. The other one has gone to the right hand side. Okay, so now what we will do is we will inspect this. We'll see how it will look like. So if you take this container, by default this container is having, so if I keep this on this, so on the top of this div there is an empty space. On the left and right hand side of this div there is an empty space. Why we are getting this? Because by default every element is going to have certain kind of margins and certain kind of padding. Now we don't want that kind of padding and margins to be displayed. So now what can we do that for that? So what we can do is we are going to create a root selector, and in this root selector I am going to make padding to 0 and also margin to 0. And there is one more property that is very important property. It is box sizing. and this box sizing should be given border box. So what is this? We'll discuss about this whenever we start our project. So there we will discuss about this property. Now with this, what happens is all the default properties of every element will be removed. So there will not be default margins, there will not be any default paddings that are allocated for each and every element. So all of them will be removed, and we are going to get every element without padding and without any margins. So that is how this root styling has been provided. So this box sizing and these properties will help you create that kind of elements. So let's see the output now. Now if you see this, see now there are no margins, there are no padding for each and every element. So if you keep on this, everything is on the top left corner. Okay, so now what we have to do? So the next thing is, okay, let's remove this. Now we will design this and we will try to give the background color. So the background color of this container, okay, so the background color is, so I've kept it here. So this is the background color that we are going to take. Okay, so let's keep this background color here. Okay, let's see the output. So this is how the background is looking, and the text has been covered by this background, which is black in color, and this text also need to be styled. Now let's start styling each and every child node. And what is the class name that is provided for the logo container? Logo and company name. So this is the class name. Now let's style this component. Now what I want to do, so the logo, the image and the logo name, company name are on top of each other, but I want to make it side by side. How can I do that? So for that we have display, again flex. Okay, now with this what happens? Flex direction is by default row. I am not going to mention flex direction row, okay, because it is the default nature. Now let's see how the output is going to be. So this is how the flex is getting displayed. Okay, so next what we have to do is, okay, so I will make align items, all the align items to be vertically to be center, and I want to create a gap of, and I want the color of the text. So the color of the text to be white color. So I'll make it as FFF. Okay, so with this the text will become white. Let's see the output. See, the text is becoming white in color and the logo is there, and one more problem is there. So for example, if you see this, so there is no space, the logo is going into the corners, and this text is also going into the edges of the web page, okay, web browser. So now what I want to do is I want to create a padding on the left and right, not on the top and bottom. I want to create a padding of onto the left and right. So how can I do that? So in the container, I want to create a padding, okay, and the padding to be 0 pixels on top and bottom, and also let's make it as 20 pixels on right and left. Let's see the output. See, beautifully we are going to get those. Okay, so now we are done with this and we have to create a space. So this space is required. How can we create a space? So for that we are having, so the logo company name, in this we are having a property called gap. Means every element we can provide gap between each and every element. Now what is the gap that we will give is, we will take it as 5 pixels. So let's see the output whether it is looking good or not. Yeah, or else we will make it as 10 pixels. So that will look good. Okay, so a 10 pixel space is good. Now we are done with the logo and company name. What we will do is we will go on to the right hand part of the header, which is this main menu. Main menu. And what are the styles that we can provide to this main menu? And before that, what is the class name? The class name is main menu. Okay, so it is main menu, is the class name. Now in this main menu, I want it to be flex, means all the containers to be on the displayed as the flex, display flex. Okay, and all the content to be aligned vertically center because it is row. Align items, and I want it to be centered. So let's see the output. See, nothing has been changed because we are going to get the changes as we style the nav list, I think. So this is the nav list. So this navigation menu has to be, so this UL, unordered list, has to be styled, right? So the class name is nav list, and I want to display it as flex, means all the content will be horizontally aligned. Okay, and there are some bullet points. So the unordered list is going to have the bullets, right? Okay, so those bullets are here in the middle of it. Now how can I remove that? So for that we are having a list style. I want to make this list style to none. Okay, so let's make it none. Now with this what happens? So those bullet points will be, we are going to remove those bullet points. Now the list styling part is done. Okay, so next what we have to do is, next we have to style these links. So how the links can be styled, and what is the class name for anchor tag? It is nav link. So I'm just copying it. So just use that nav link. Okay, now what I want to do? So I don't want any text decoration. So we are having that link blue colored and that lines, underlines. So I want to remove those underlines. For that we are having this text decoration is equal to none. So let's see the output. So those underlines are gone. Now I want to make this text to be in the white color. So color, I want the color to be #FFF. Okay. So with this white color text will get created. See, and I want to create a gap. How this gap can be created, and to whom these values, these links are belonging to? It is the list element, right? Navigation list, right? And in this flex, I want to create a gap of, let's make it 10 pixels. 10 pixels. Okay, so a gap of 10 pixels has been created. See, a gap of 10 pixels has been created. Now, is this font looking good? No, we have to change that font size. So what is the font size that we can take? We can take a font size of 10 pixels, so that they should look very small, so that the entire look and feel is going to be very clear. So let's see the output. Okay, see now. So all that navigation content is having a font size of 10 pixels. Now this is looking very beautiful and very professional. Okay, so let's see that whether we have achieved our goal or not. See, here the font is big and here the font size is very small. So what we will do is we'll try to change that font size also. Now what we will do is the entire container font size we will take, and we will make it as 14 pixels. Okay, so I don't remember what is that font size. Yeah, now it is looking good. See, this is, and both of them are looking same, but there is a gap. More gap is there here there is more gap, and we will try to create that gap, more gap. So how we can do that? We will make it as 15 pixels. Now I think both of them will look the same. Okay, so this is how we can create headers in a very professional way. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. If you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. If you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like, and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.